Boys, today we're going to be talking about the fastest way to end up getting stubs in MLB The Show 23. Now, there are a couple of things that are a little bit different this year that we are going to talk about at the beginning of the video. But making stubs in this game is going to be really easy, and today's video is going to be something that's very repeatable and that you can scale up a ton. And so that's why I'm calling it unlimited stubs method, is because you can get anywhere from 40,000 stubs an hour all the way up to 100 or 200,000 stubs per hour, depending on how good you end up getting at this. Now, early in the year, the market is kind of crazy and there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of different reasons, but usually it ends up dying down within about a week or two. But there are some huge gaps on some cards, and there's some really good ways to kind of just grind and get stubs in the game right now that have been really helpful to me. But right before we get into this video, if you guys don't mind smashing that like and sub button, I'd really appreciate it, as we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and let's get right into it. So this has kind of been my bread and butter the past like 3 years on YouTube, and kind of what I've made my name on has definitely been my stub methods. It's something that I take pride in and that I really love doing, and it's something that just helps me get the collections done and stuff like that. I don't really spend any money on the game every year. I'm not like a lot of the other YouTubers that drop a grand on day one, but I'm more like you guys, and I will show you guys how I get collections done and how you guys can get collections done and get stubs pretty easy in the game. And it's not that bad. Like, you don't have to overthink it. But the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is kind of just good things to play if you're trying to get stubs. Right now, the best way to make stubs in MLB The Show 23 by playing the game, not by the market, is definitely the event. And I'm not that far in the event. I'm only 7 wins in, but the event is really, really good. You got to take advantage of this. As no money spent players, you got to grind these, because these are really, really good. And you can, a lot of these cards, like, I'm going to sell these cards. I'm going to sell these cards. And the reason why I'm selling these cards is, although they are set 1, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be kind of taking a trade-off. So I'll be selling Julio Arias for about 20k, or he's going for like 28, so we'll say roughly 30. This is roughly 50, so that's like 80k, and then that's roughly 85. I saw him at 100k earlier, so you're going to be making about 150,000 stubs by selling these cards at 25 wins. On top of it, there's a ball and pack, so if you pull something awesome. But this is 150k stubs that you can get from playing the event. 25 wins, it's gonna take a little bit. I'm not saying that it's necessarily the most easy thing to. If somebody who struggles with getting wins, then I understand that. But this is the best way to kind of grind the game and get stubs right now, is definitely by going throughout this program and beating the events. Now, on top of that, there's a lot of different things that you can end up doing, and whenever you take those stubs, I would definitely recommend investing in some of these live series guys, because you're going to want that collection done. So if you want to end up going after guys like Trout, guys like Ohtani, maybe you want to get DeGrom, but you can sell those event guys and get a really big, awesome live series card. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and that's going to be what I'm grinding on stream. Now, as far as my stub method today, now this is really, really fun because it's really good this year, and I don't know if it's going to stay this good for the next couple of weeks, but you're going to go to the marketplace, you're going to go to the MLB players, and what you're going to end up doing is I'm going to give you guys 2 different options, all right? So if you have more stubs right now, you're going to want to end up going after some of these guys with bigger gaps. So if you have like 23k, you can see that some of these gaps are really crazy. 23 to 18 is pretty good. You got to keep in mind there's a 10% tax that you're going to end up taking. So for example, this Gene Segura card, if you're going to flip it from sell now to buy now, and I'm going to go over how to do that in a second. This card's tax would be about 2,300 stubs, so that would put it at roughly about 21,000, and you're selling it for 18.5, so that would be a 2,500 stub per flip on this Gene Segura. And you're going to want to end up finding these type of gaps. So Gene Segura is a really good one, so I'm going to take advantage of that. So I'm going to put in a buy order. This is how you end up flipping. You put in a buy order for one stub more, so 18,556. So we'll go 18,556 right here, and we'll see if that fills. Now, on top of that, I like to do stuff on the same page. This 21,000 to 17,000 Pablo Lopez is actually really, really good too, and so we're gonna end up going after him as well. So we'll go what was that number, 17,235, and you're gonna end up going after that. And you end up picking these 2 cards up, and you end up kind of waiting for these to fill. Usually they fill somewhat fast because people are a little bit like, they just get the card, then they sell it right away. So sometimes you will get outbid though, so you have to make sure that you can end up doing this. But if you can get, and you can do this while grinding, which is a really cool thing, is you can do this in between like event games. And so what I'll do is I'll play the event, and then in between event games I will end up checking my buy orders, seeing if I got outbid. So if you get outbid, all you have to do is you go to my orders and you end up canceling the order and you end up putting another one. But if you can get 10 of these flips an hour, you're going to be making 25,000. And that's why I said this is so incredibly like scalable, is that if you can end up getting like 100 flips an hour, then obviously that's 250k, which is crazy. But whenever you got the MLB The Show companion app and you've just got like, and you're just kind of looking around and you're kind of grinding, it's actually not that like it's pretty doable. This is how a lot of the big guys that are like no money spent every year that have collections done the first week do it. Pitching Rebel, if you know who he is, he's like one of the top players. MLB The Show. He grinds the market for like 5 days, and then he gets like 1 million stubs, and he's completely done with collections, and he's pretty much done all of his stubs for the year. So you can end up doing this, and it's not that hard. Again, whenever you're looking at these cards, I would definitely do the World Baseball Classic, which you just go to series and then you go left one and you end up looking. If you don't have that much stubs and you're wanting to start smaller, you definitely can. And if you want to go down the pages, you can too. Like Gio Urshela, you can see 18.6. That's not really that bad of a gap, 23 to 18. But if you want to go for the ones with a little bit smaller, you are going to make less. But 16 to 12, that's pretty good. Yoshida's really good. Cespedes isn't bad. Like, just look around and kind of go after these. You can even do the ones that are a little bit smaller, like the gold cards, if you don't have a lot of stubs. These work on live series cards as well. It's just live series is a little bit harder because there's not as big of gaps. Like, you can see that that's only a 1,000 gap there, and you're gonna get a lot less bang for your buck. It's a little more risky to do the World Baseball Classic cards, but this is definitely what I am grinding and how I'm getting stubs, and this is the best way to kind of do it. If you guys are wanting to grind this and kind of see me do this, I am going to be streaming tonight, so you guys can end up checking that out. I stream here on YouTube, so just turn on post notifications, and you'll get a notification whenever we end up streaming. But I don't want to drag this video out too long. I kind of just want to go over that one of the best way to make stubs in the game right now is flipping World Baseball Classic cards, and I would definitely recommend doing this because these gaps are absolutely huge. I understand I'm making a video, and there's going to be more people doing it now, but the one thing about it is that there's so many influx of cards. There's so many people trading these cards. That's not going to be that big of a deal. So just keep that in mind, and I don't think it'll necessarily get worse. I know I am kind of just saying just flip these cards, but it's really, really good to end up grinding this for you no money spent guys. And I really want you guys to have a good chance this year on getting collections done, and this is how I'm doing it, so I thought I'd make a video on it. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this, make sure you guys drop a like and a sub, as I appreciate you boys. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.